Hello there, divine souls, and welcome to my channel, the Zodiac Love Tarot. I'm Jennifer Winters, and this is your activation video for your solar plexus. And the way I start the videos for these chakra activations is just by doing a quick review about what the solar plexus is and what it relates to. So even if you're very well versed in this particular chakra, I still want you to be able to listen to the review so that it opens your mind and your thoughts and your energies and helps you connect to this beautiful message and also helps you receive the message better. So if you are ready to receive the message, please leave a comment down below, and that way it'll help other people receive this message too. Okay, so let's just begin with the solar plexus and I will tell you where it's located. So it's actually located slightly above the navel, right here. And the Sanskrit name for the solar plexus is the Manipura. Manipura. Now I like that because it sounds like purity, and I just think that whenever you have this activated, that there's this pure light that just comes out of it and it radiates into the world. And some people call that pure light the chi and say that it has like a warming effect, and I totally believe in that. I actually took karate, and so I learned a lot about the chi and about the solar plexus, and also this area is an area where you want to make sure you work out a lot, so that because once you strengthen your core, you strengthen the rest of your body, and it's just a beautiful, wonderful exercise. And then also the Manipura, its energy is related to personal power, okay, and also self-mastery and confidence and courage and strength. And when it's balanced, you feel very empowered and you're able to express yourself very easily, okay? So I also relate this to the sign of Leo and also the sign of Aries, because Aries is your self-identity and Leo is the courage. So, putting those two together often, reminds me of this Manipura energy. Okay, so maybe that'll help you also to understand that energy a little bit better. First, I want to talk about the aspect of the personal power and then how it's harnessed. Well, the first thing that you want to do to harness the power, it may seem very counterintuitive, but it's to let go of your ego, okay? Because once you let go of ego, you are able to open up your solar plexus and open up your chi. And one of the techniques, or one of the people that I listen to that has this technique, is Eckhart Tolle. He talks about the power of now, but he also in his messages keeps reiterating over and over again that the ego is what drives us to basically have anxiety and depression, because it's this self-centeredness that says, I need to be better than someone else, or I need to perform better than someone else, or I need to win over someone else. And that is a very negative feeling, and it often shuts off your or blocks your solar plexus, where you think that it may be helpful because you try to, sometimes it drives you to win, but at the same time, that competitive nature, it's not healthy for you to some extent. If you have a healthy way of competing with others, where if you lose, you're not a sore loser, or you don't try to get revenge on that person, or you don't try to cheat to win, those sort of things. There is a positive way to want to be competitive, but if it's when it turns bad that it becomes a blockage in your solar plexus. So that's the first thing we want to do, is just let go of the ego. And I would say if you want to have a really good session on that, you would want to listen to Eckhart Tolle. Okay, and then also a way to activate this Manipura is to embrace your own wisdom, okay? Because your own wisdom is going to help you to grow and learn from your mistakes, and it's also going to help you learn from failure. Because if you fail, a lot of times what you do is you never achieve self-mastery because you are afraid of failure, and you never want it to happen again. So the feeling is so uncomfortable that you actually abandon a lot of your dreams and your wishes and your goals, and that also closes off your solar plexus. So don't have any fear of failure, because failure is a natural process, and it is actually going to help mold you into the best person and the best version of yourself, and lead you to the self-mastery that the solar plexus wants for you. Okay, and then also you want to trust in your own path. Okay, you don't want to think that every path that you take is going to be something that's too hard or too challenging, or that your path is unachievable or impossible, because you have to believe that everything is possible. And so stay on the path that you really want to be on, without worrying that there's impossibilities, because impossibilities put self-doubt into you, and then you never reach self-mastery because of self-doubt. Okay, and you never follow your true path. So the first thing that I want to do in terms of an exercise for this activation is that I want to focus on the citrine, because the color of the solar plexus is kind of a yellowish orange. That's why I have on my hyper yellow my hyper yellow tank. And then I actually took some transfer papers, and I put the symbols, and this is the Manipura symbol right here, and it's slightly above my navel, just like it's supposed to be right there. And I made a series of these shirts, and I really like how that turned out. So anyways, this first exercise is taking the citrine, which is the light yellow, and then I want you to imagine where your power is being taken from you. So I know that's kind of a loaded type of meditation, but because you're going to be exploring some negative thoughts, and then but what you're going to do is you're going to see how you can transform those, okay, into something positive that works for you. So part of having a closed off solar plexus is because we give our power away to other people. We allow them to put us on their path, or we become entrenched in their goals and their dreams, and we oftentimes don't follow our own, and we allow our personal power to be taken from us. So what you want to do is you want to look at situations or people in your life that take away your power and lead you away from your personal path. And then I want you to figure out a way to hold on to your power when that person's around you, whether it's a mantra that you say, or whether it's opening up your throat chakra and speaking your truth and your vision, and also exploring your personal values and making sure that everything is in alignment to your path. So you can either write that down, or you can just meditate with the citrine, saying, oh, I remember this person took my power, or I remember that person took my power. Or you could also say to yourself, I remember shutting off my own personal power because of resentment, or being a sore loser, or one of those things that takes away your personal power, okay? And also anger can take away your personal power, believe it or not, because anger is not the best drive for motivation. It's actually a demotivator. So you want to get rid of that anger as well. And anger has a lot to do, again, with ego, because we get angry when we're not satisfied, or we get angry when our needs aren't met. Those things can happen very easily. So I want you to look at those. If you can only look at one at a time, then that's fine, okay? Because I don't want you to overload your brain with negativity. So just focus on one thing where you know your power gets zapped, and then I want you to focus on how you would react to that in the future, how you would stop that from happening, and just really close your eyes and think of that solution, okay? So that's going to be the first exercise. And then as you're holding it, I want you to say, I am empowered, 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 I am empowered. And then that way you can keep that personal empowerment going for you. So even if that may be the solution for you, if someone tries to gaslight you or take your personal energy away, then just say, I am empowered, I am empowered, I am empowered, I am empowered. Even say it out loud. And then the other person might think, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't be, messing with he or she. All right. So the next thing I want to do is just quickly show you the card. This actually came up. This card came up in a lot of the readings that I did for last month. Actually, the month before last, because I did the Celtic crosses this past month. But before that, I did some energy readings, and this came up for a lot of people. I remember specifically that it came up for Pisces. Okay, so personal power. All right. So I just wanted to show you that card. It's on fire. This is on fire. Which, again, back with the martial arts, if I mentioned that, I think I did earlier, but I'm into martial arts. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the chi. And I like the movie Iron Fist because reminds me of the personal power, and he's also into martial arts. So the next one that I want to talk about is to tap into your inner strength. Okay, now inner strength is different than personal power, because inner strength is it's your fortitude, it's your determination, it's your willpower, it's your drive to succeed, but it's a process. Okay, and if you see this card, do I have it up right? Yeah. See his inner strength there? It's that glowing light right there in his chest. It's like what drives him, okay? And in order for us to be able to have this inner strength, we do have to let go of self-doubt, like I was saying earlier, let go of the ego. And also, when you're following your path, you have to have inner strength to continue on. And when you're doing that, what you want to look at when you're looking at assessing your inner peace is what I'm trying to get at, is you want to look at your tools and your abilities. Say to yourself, what have I done in the past that I know I was good at? And how can I use that expertise to get me moving forward? Just like for me, like I have, nothing goes to waste. Everything I've ever learned in my life has come up at some other point in time where I need to use it again. And I remember the times when I learned something new and I was able to give it some sort of mastery, and then I can always put that energy relating it to something else I'm trying to achieve and say, well, if I achieved this in the past, I can achieve this now. And so that's your inner strength that's helping you to be motivated along your path. And also, it helps you to remain positive, okay? Because you're going to have naysayers, you're going to have difficulties, you're going to have obstacles. Everything in life comes with that. But it's your ability to get back up again and keep going. And even if you feel like you're going through hell, just keep going. Like that's your inner strength. And that's also has something to do with your values too, like what drives you. Because you know something's right, you just have to follow through. Or you know that you want to be fair, you follow through. The truth makes you follow through. So it has a lot to do with your personal self-worth. So all of that comes from your solar plexus. Okay. Now the first exercise that I want you to do is you could do one or two things. You could either listen to the sound of a lion roaring. I'm not going to even attempt it because I make the worst impressions of animals or sound effects. It's just not good. But the one thing I can do is what I learned in karate when I got my, blue belt, which is, happy for me. I got that. I earned it. That's what they always say. Sensei says, no, you earned it. You didn't just get it. Okay. But what we do when we're doing our exercises is we always ki-eye. And so it's a sound that we make. So if you can't roar, maybe you can ki-eye like me. So it's kind of late at night, so I don't want to wake anybody up, but I'll do a small ki-eye for you, okay? So it's ki-eye, all right? And so that is part of martial arts, because when you ki-eye, you use your own personal chi, your own reserves, and it's a way of basically projecting your energy, projecting your solar plexus energy. And a lot of times we start our punches from here. And as you can see, it's around the solar plex area on either side. And then you come out and you twist your fist this way and you ki. And that actually brings more power to the punch. And, you know, that is something that's why I'm trying to get you to do this exercise, is to realize that inside of you, you do have this personal power. And the more you use it and the more you express it, the more self-mastery you are able to achieve, okay? So that's the first exercise, is to make those sounds or listen to those sounds. You can do that as well. Now, so we keep talking about self-mastery, so I want to show you this again, or not again, but for the first time, I'm showing myself again. But this is the card for self-mastery, and you can see that it has the chakras on there, okay? Because as we go through these chakra activations, we are bringing our body into alignment with the divine and with the connectivity of the universe, and we are also aligning our aura, and our vibration is going to be higher. So, but when you self-master, what you're doing is you're opening up all the chakras, and that is going to really help you become your full self and get you really in touch with the glory of the divine, okay? And also, I have, you know, this bracelet here that has all the colors in it. See? And so that helps me remember to open up all my chakras at the same time. Now, another thing that I had an idea about once before was, I thought would be really cool is to build a bracelet based on like what you've done for other people. For instance, like if you were trying to open up your heart chakra, then the way you earn a bead is by doing something that helps someone else open up their heart chakra. And then as you go, you collect the beads until, you know, you have your self-mastery and your fulfillment, where you've either helped yourself or someone else accomplish something really spectacular. Okay, so anyways, maybe someday that'll manifest and I'll have my own bracelet line or something. I don't know. Okay, so we just talked about the self-mastery again and mastering all the chakras. And this is going to help you co-create your universe, because we don't just have things happen to us. Okay, there's a mixture. It's our environment, but it's also what we create in that environment. And I've actually had times where I feel like I've created everything around me. Like I've manifested the people, the situations, and in some ways you can almost like close your eyes and just think to yourself, what if I've made up all of this? What if this is all my, you know, all a creation? Now I know that's really deep, but it's just a thought process, and that's how you explore your own mind. And you know, those are little pathways you take that, you know, really truly bring you to your path, is by understanding your own mind and the way you think and you feel. Okay, and so also activating your solar plex is going to give you courage, and it's going to give you love, and it's going to be able to have you give your full attention to other people, because when your chi is open, you become the master, and everybody can also look at you as and see your mastery, and they are in awe, wondering, oh, how do I get that? How do I do that? How do I manifest that for myself? Because it's your identity opening up, and they see it, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful. Whatever it is, it's because it's so pure, the mani pura. See, because it's so pure and it's so you, that people have they take notice, because everyone is so unique, and so are you, right? So, you know, also being able to shine that light gets rid of your self-doubt and all of your frustrations, because frustration just comes from self-doubt. It comes from not feeling like there's obstacles in your way of getting whatever it is that you want to have done. But if you let go of that and just let the situation unfold and work with that flow, then also your chi opens up and you're able to flow with that. Okay, so be the, you know, like be that cup of water. You have to be, like Bruce Lee said, you have to be fluid, and you have to let you have to be like water. You have to take the form of whatever's happening at that time for you. And that keeps you having fluidity, and it keeps your chi open, and it allows extra power in. So just with that, also, what I wanted to do was use this pendulum to give you sort of, I guess, it's like a hypnosis, but it's not one where I actually engage you into hypnosis, because I don't like doing that unless you're here in person, because I have to be able to wake you out of the hypnotic state. So, but what I will do is use the pendulum. You can focus on it, and then you can get your own. It looks like this. It has all the chakra colors in it, and it's a stone. And I want you to just focus on it and say, I can master my own destiny. 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 Okay, I can master my own destiny. And this way you're able to co-create, okay? You get to master your own destiny. So that's just that little exercise that I thought might be helpful. And then let's move on to determination, because that's another part of the solar plexus. And again, that had to do with self-mastery, is just the determination that it takes to achieve this mastery. And I'll show you the card. It has these salmon trying to swim, back to their spawning location. And that's very hard for them to do, especially, with all the dams and things that have been built. They have a hard time like finding their way home, but they do it. And it's because of their determination and their will and their drive. And that's one thing that will get you further in life than pretty much anything, is just persistence. Okay? So if you're the type of person who says, I don't know anything about this subject, and I really want to get started in it. Well, the only thing you have to do is be persistent, because no one wakes up a genius, okay? Something has to happen where they're either, they can, I don't know. Some people say that some geniuses are just born that way, but I don't think that it's necessarily all that. It doesn't happen. If there's environment mixed in there too, okay? And what I'm trying to get at is that it takes determination to master something, and you can get to genius level at something even if you started from zero, if you just are persistent and have determination. So what that takes is an extra push of energy, and that's where the solar plexus comes in, is that's your reserve of energy. And so anytime you really feel like you're about to break down or give up or whatever, I want you to really touch this area here in your solar plexus, and then breathe in from it, and then exhale, and let the power flow up. Let the power flow to your heart. Let the power flow to your throat chakra. Let the power flow through your third eye. Let that power open up through the crown chakra, and really feel it, and then push it down into the root chakra, into the earth star chakra. And just keep pushing it until you feel that energy, because that energy is going to be the catalyst that you need to keep going, okay? And then it's going to push you to the next stage, and then it's going to take you where your dreams need to go, and it's going to make you feel like you can be a champion, okay? Because that's the kind of mastery that that happens. So however you need to tap into it, whether it's martial arts, whether it's yoga, whether it's Tai Chi, whether it's Pilates. Pilates is actually really good for your core. If that helps you to tap into it, then I want that to be your motivation. And then I want to leave you with two exercises. The first exercise to activate that solar plexus is to make a list with little check marks, even if it could be on the computer, it could be a pad of paper or whatever, but just make the little check marks and say, I've accomplished this, I've accomplished that. I don't care if it's I accomplished brushing my teeth. It's just noticing your accomplishments day after day after day, okay? And then the list gets a little bit more you know, in tune to what you need to have done. Like I have my paper over there and I have a list of things that I have to do. And each day I try my very best to stay focused on checking them off. But I also remember that, you know, your inbox is always going to be full. So don't go too crazy, you know, trying to get everything done in one day because you can burn out. And you don't want to burn your chi out. Okay, and then the next exercise I want to leave you with is to do HIIT training. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called high intensity interval training. And what you do is you do a really rough, strenuous exercise. I say rough, but a really strenuous exercise. And then you do that for a few minutes, and then you stop and either take a full break, or you can do a less strenuous exercise, like a level 1. Okay, so you go from a level 10 exercise to a level 1 exercise, and then you just keep rotating. And that is going to really help you open up that solar plexus. And you can start by working out the core, because that is where your solar plexus is located, and doing the HIIT training around that. And another really good HIIT training is Tabatas, where you run and then you slow down, you run, you slow down, or sprinting, okay? Because those things are all going to help you get that determination. And you can even have those Terminator arms where you're like really going at it, okay? And you're unstoppable. So that's really what the solar plexus is about, is being unstoppable and being able to achieve your goals and have personal power and not let anybody take it from you. So I really hope that you enjoyed this activation of your solar plexus. And if you did, please leave me a like and leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you felt about it. And then also subscribe to the channel. And one of the reasons I'm doing these particular activations is because I want your readings to really be good for you. So if you go to my channel for a reading, then first start with the pick a card that I'm about to do, the pick a card reading for energy. So it's an energy reading, and it'll show you, I'm going to use my energy deck, and it's going to show you where your blockages are and what chakras you need to really focus on. And then once you go back and visit these chakra videos and then try to do the exercises, then the next reading you have will hopefully reflect that change, reflect what you manifested, what you've attracted through the law of attraction, and also what's coming for you that is in the future that would be beautiful out of this manifestation, okay? So with all that said, thank you, and thank you for coming to my channel, and I hope to see you next time. Remember to hit that notification bell.